Today I will teach you the Python string methods, part 3. So the first method we have Python string, that is swapcase method. Now the swapcase method returns a string where all the uppercase letters are lowercase and vice versa. So just quite opposite. If you give small case, it will become uppercase, and if you give uppercase characters, it will become the small case. So now coming to the syntax of this, we have swapcase method, and we need to have one string. On that we need to apply, and we don't have any parameters for this one. For example, if you can see, I have written Python programming, and you can see there are few small cases and few capital cases. Now I'm storing that in a variable called y. Okay, this one. Then y dot, I'm calling a method called swapcase. So that output I'm storing in X. Then print that. So just I'll run this. So you can see capital P has become a small p, small y has become a capital Y, then capital TH has become a small th, then small on has become a capital On. So like that, if you give a small case, it is becoming capital case. If you give a capital case, it becomes a small case. Similarly for programming also I can see. So PRO is capital, PRO has become small, right? Now coming to the second method, split method. The split method splits a string into a list. So list is collection of dissimilar elements. So whenever you apply a split function on any string, that has been resulting in a list which holds a string, a group of strings. Now you can specify the separator, and the default separator is any white space. So any space, based on the space you want to split the complete string. So by default, it is taking a space. Otherwise, you want to give any other separator, you can mention like question mark or ampersand, okay, or any other special character to just split the string. And now there is a note here. When max split is specified, the list will contain the specified number of elements plus 1. So here we have the syntax. We need to apply a split method, and we have a separator, and we have a max split. So what are the parameters you need to pass? One is separator, right, which is optional. Now it specifies the separator to use when splitting the string. So I said it could be a comma, it could be a slash, or it could be another character. By default, any white space is a separator. So space is a by default separator which is being used for splitting the string. Now max split is nothing but specifies how many splits do you want. Like you want one split or two splits or three splits, like that. So the default value is -1, okay, which is all occurrences. So if you don't give any sort of separator and you don't give any max split, no, the complete string will be splitted, okay, or the complete string will be printed as it is. Now here, if you can see, I have taken Python programming is platform independent, and that I'm storing in y, and I'm applying y dot split, and I am not giving any separator, not the max split. So by default, the white space is a separator. So you can see there is a space here, there is a space here, there is a space here, and there is space. Now this space is called a white space, and this has been used for splitting. So you can see once I apply split method and storing the result in X, and I'm printing the text value here, then just run it. Now you can see based on the space, you can see the square brackets here, the square brackets starting and ending. Now this is a representation of a list. Okay. Now Python is one string, you can see, in single quotes and comma. Then programming is another string in single quotes. Is another string, platform is another string, and independent another string. So 5 strings are been created. Now this is called as splitting. Actually this complete sentence is one, but based on the white space, I'm trying to split the words and forming as a different strings. So you can see 5 strings, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 strings has been splitted. Now I don't want to go for by default space for splitting. I will give a separator now. So you can see here, this sentence, if you can see, Python program, I put a comma here, comma, is platform one more comma. Yes. Okay, so earlier there was no commas here, but now I'm introducing the comma. So here and here. And the same split function I'm giving, but I'm giving a separator as a comma. I don't want to split the words based on the space. So here also you can see there is a space. Here also you can see there is a space, but I don't want to split the particular string based on the space. I want only to split based on the comma. Now after splitting, it will store in X and you print the value. Now if you see the output, this Python programming is one string now because comma is here. So now this complete thing is becoming one string. Then after comma, you get one more split, is platform, because comma is one more comma is here. So that is one more string. And finally you get one more. Okay. So based on wherever the comma is there, that is being used for splitting. So this is one split, then second split because comma is here, and this will become the third split. So here you can see if I run this, you get first, then second and third. Okay. Now coming to the another one, I want to go for a max split also. Max split is 1. Okay, so I'm taking the same string where I'm taking the comma as a separator and I'm writing split function. But here two parameters I'm passing. One is a separator based on which you want to split, and how many splits you want also you are giving. So now setting the max split parameter to 1 will return a list of 2 elements, because by default here already I was showing the default value is -1. Now I want one split, right? One split implies 0 index and 1 index. Okay, so you get 2 splits only. So here you can see setting the max split parameter to 1 will result in only 2 elements. So actually it was -1, but I'm telling it is a 2 splits, means 0 index and 1 index. So here is a string, and based on the comma I'm separating here because I have given a separator called comma. Okay, so now you can see when I run this application, I'm getting only 2 splits. One is Python programming, one is platform independent. You can see the comma is also been included because I'm given the max split. If I don't give max split, what happens? You get 3 splits here. Here I have given any max split? No. So here it is taking 3 splits based on the separator, this one. But here I have given clearly that I want only the max split as 1. Max split as 1 means 0 and 1 will be considered. That is the reason they say that we say that we have 2 elements. Okay, so this complete thing is a first split. Now the second split is this one, including your comma also you are going to get, because the maximum split is only, it will become 0 split and 1 split. Okay, now the other case, if you can see, I have taken this. Now I have removed the comma and I put some ampersand. Here also an ampersand. Okay, that's we call it as an AND symbol. Now based on this AND, I want to split the string, but still here also I've given a max split as 1. When you give max split as 1, you get 2 splits only, that is 0 split and 1 split. Now, so you can see this still here we can expect 1 split because ampersand is there, and this complete thing will become the another split. So here you can just execute this and see. Now you can see Python programming is 1 split till here because ampersand is there for separation, and this is another split completely including the ampersand, if you can see the output. Now if I make this as 2, let's say I make it as 2, so we need to get 3 splits now, 0, 1 and 2. So just run it, so you can see 0, 1 and now it is 2 because this ampersand also been considered now. Okay, so like this we can go for a split function. Now coming to the R split. Now what is R split is, the R split method splits a string into a list starting from the right. Okay, that's called right split. Now if no maximum split is specified, the method will return the same as a split method. Okay. Now, when max split is specified, the list will contain the specified number of elements plus 1. So here you can write max split. Okay. So if max split is specified, then the list will contain the specified number of elements plus 1. Okay. So how to write? So we need to take a string and we need to go for rsplit. Then still the same values, separator and maximum split. Now coming to the parameter values, separator is optional and max split is also optional. When you give separator, specify the separator to use when splitting the string. By default, anything will be work with the white space. So same thing as we have done with split. Max split also specifies how many splits do you want. And the default is -1 still. Now what is the difference if you go for split and R split? We'll see in coding now. Now here I'm taking red, green and blue as a string. Okay. But I've separated with the commas. You can see here the comma here and here also. So I'm going for R split and I'm giving a comma. Okay. I'm not giving any max split, right? So based on this comma, I need to split. So this works similar to your normal split. You have gone for one string, second string and third string. So 3 things I've done. Now, if I go for a string, let's suppose Python program is platform independent, and here the same thing I've done with a comma here and here. Okay. So 2 commas. Now I'm writing, you need to split this complete string based on the comma, fine, that is separator, and the max split is 1. And now I'm applying the R split, not split, okay, R split. Now setting the max split to 1 will return a list of 2 elements. Now you need to see what is the answer and what is the difference between split and R split when we write like this. So just run. Now here you can see if I go gone for splitter, you got this one as the first split, fine, and this complete thing was a second. Now what is happening is we are applying R split. R split means now wherever you get comma, this right part is separate. Now you can see this one, and till here the complete thing is 1. You got the output here. Okay, so that means right hand side splitting has been done here. So this is completely the first split, and the remaining, the left hand side, whatever is there will become the second split. If I just observe this, I'll remove this R, and you just make out the difference in the output here, what is there. So just click this. Now can you see the Python programming is one string and each platform independent is another string. That is only split. But right hand side means this complete thing is becoming 1 and this right hand side is becoming 1. But here you can see this is complete thing is 1. Okay. So I'll just make R and again rerun. Now can you see this is completely separate. This is completely separate. Okay. So that is the difference between the split and R split. Okay. Okay. Then split lines. The split lines method. The split lines method splits a string into a list. The splitting is done at line breaks. Okay, so we have no slash and where we need to go for the new lines. Now, here we need to apply a method called split lines on a string, and you need to pass the line breaks. So keep line breaks is nothing but optional. Specifies if the line breaks should be included. True or not means false. So default value is false. Now, for example, if I write this like this, Python programming, then here I put slash n is platform, then again slash n is independent. So here I'm writing, here I'm giving some new lines. Okay, and here what they said by default it is false, right? So I don't want to include these slash n's in my output. I don't want to include these slash n's in my output, right? So by default here I'm not passing anything. By default it is what? False only. False means the slash in whatever you're writing will not get in the output, but it is going to split based on this. Wherever you're writing this one, based on that, it is going to split your words. So here you can see this will be one, this is a second split, and this will be the third split. So based on the line breaks, we are trying to split the lines. So just run this. You just store that and you apply splitlines method and you store the final result and print. Now you can see you got 3 strings. Python programming is one, is platform is another one, and independent is another one. So here the answer is in the case of list only. So wherever you write this slash n, there will be one split. Okay. So maybe I'll write here slash n. I'll try to check how it works. Now can you see it has been splitted here. This is one more string. Wherever you write slash n, it has been printing. Okay, you can see it has been split into 4 now. Right. Now, if you go for the same example, this, and here in split lines you pass true. True. When you write true, this slash n is also been extracted here like this. Slash n is also been included into a string. Okay. So in the output. So if you execute this, now you can see the slash n is there. But here you are not getting that slash n because by default it is false. If suppose I write true here, run it, now you're getting slash n here. Okay. You write false, that is removed. Okay. If you don't write anything, still no problem, the same result because it is false only. Okay. So this is for the split lines, where based on the line breaks, you are trying to split your string completely. Okay. And you need to decide in the output you want to keep this line breaks, you write true, otherwise you remove that. Okay. So on the whole, what we can say is the split lines is used to split the complete string into a list elements. Okay, based on this line breaks. Now, coming to the next method, we have the partition method. Now, the partition method searches for a specified string and splits the string into a tuple containing 3 elements. Okay, now the first in the tuple is nothing but a collection of dissimilar elements, and we cannot change that elements because it is immutable. So the first element contains the part before the specified string. The second element contains the specified string, and the third element contains the part after this string. So whatever you are searching, okay, so based on that, wherever your string is matching, before that is this one. The searched element you are finding is this one. After the search element, any text is there, that is this one. Now this method searches for the first occurrence of the specified string. So in the string, sometimes there could be some duplicate values. So you need to check out whatever is searching for. It need to be the first occurrence you need to check. Now, if the specified value is not found, let's say whatever you're trying to search, it's not available in the given string, the partition method returns a tuple containing the whole string. Okay, the whole string will print as it is. Then you get an empty string and followed by one more empty string. So don't get confused. I will show in the output. But you remember that you get, if at all whatever the element you're searching is not available, then you get the whole string as an output. Then second string will be empty, third string will be empty. Now how to write? So you take a string, you apply the partition method, and you need to give the value for searching, what you want to search actually. And this value is a parameter which is required. Okay, the string to search for. Okay. Now, for example, you have this string. Python programming is platform independent. Now that is stored in y, and y dot I'm applying one method called partition. In the partition, I'm giving a word to search called platform. So somewhere it is matching here. And the final answer is storing in X. Okay. Now that you need to print that. Now you can see I said 3 things. So here it is matching, right? Now this is the before the specified string. Okay. And this is the specified string what you have searched. And this is the after the specified string. So 3 elements we are deciding. So if you see here, the first element contains the part before the specified string. That means before the platform, whatever you are searching, no, that is this element. This is the element what you are trying to search, that is platform in our example. And after platform, whatever is there, this is this one, third part. So you are trying to partition this complete string based on the given value what you're searching. So it is somewhere here, it is matching. So this is one tuple element. Can you see this? This is one partition. This is the second, which is matching another partition. After matching, that is a third partition. Okay. And you can see the brackets also here. The parenthesis is the representation for tuple. Now, tuple is a collection of elements where we are not going to change anything, which is called as an immutable object. Okay, so your answer will be in tuple case. Now, one more example we'll see. Now, the same string I'm taking and putting in Y, and I'm applying the partition method, but here I'm trying to search for platform 1. Now, I couldn't find anything called platform 1 here. Okay, it's not matching. Then what is the answer? See, if the specified value is not found, the partition method returns a tuple containing what? Now the first string is a whole string you're going to get. Now this complete thing will get as it is. This complete thing will be as it is as the first string, followed by second one is empty string, and third one is empty string. Okay, so you can see when you run this platform one is not existing, right? It's not matching. So this complete thing will print here as it is, this one, first one. Then since the element is not matching anything, so the second string, the middle string will be empty. The third string is also been empty because it's not matching. After the particular specified string, we don't have anything. But here if you can see the output, here it is matching, right? Here it is matching, then the first string will become this. Second string will become this. Third string will become the afterwards. But since here it is not matching, the whole string will be printed as the first string. There is no matching, then it is empty. There is no after matching also, there is nothing. Okay, since there is no matching, you don't have anything to write here. So both the strings will be empty. Okay, so that is for the partition. And here we are trying to check only the first occurrence. Okay, you clearly mentioned, right? Here the first occurrence only we are trying to check. Now maybe we have something called platform here. Let's say we'll try to check again because we are telling it is first occurrence, right? Now what is the output we'll check, because here it is matching, here also it is matching. So I need to just split my data based on this one because this is the first occurrence. So can you see? Based on this only we are trying to split the data. So before this is a first string, this is a second string, and after this, since you have platform here also, this is becoming a third string, right? Now coming to the R partition. R partition is nothing but it will split this string based on the last occurrence. Partition will split based on the first occurrence. R partition means right partition. The R partition method searches for the last occurrence of a specified string and splits the string into a tuple again, 3 elements. Same, the first element you have, second element you have, that is a specified string, whichever is matching. And after matching, whatever the string is, that becomes the third string. Now here, if you go for the syntax, instead of partition, we need right now R partition. And we need to give the value for searching. So this value is what? A parameter which is required, and that value is nothing but the word for searching. Now same example I will take. Python programming is platform independent, and again I've written platform flexible. Okay, just I repeated this one. Now when I say R partition, it will search. So when you go for R partition, what I'm giving the value, no, platform. I want to search this platform. Now this platform is matching here also. Now the question is, based on this platform we will split or this platform will split. And here clearly we mentioned that the R partition will look only the last occurrence, not the first occurrence, right? Now in this complete string, this is first occurrence, this is the last occurrence. Okay, so this platform is going to match for this and split. So this is the second string, this will become the third string, and this complete thing will become the first string for you. Okay, So just execute this and see. Now can you see? This platform is the second string. This flexible is become third string. And before this, whatever is there will become the first string. Maybe here you can see a platform again. No issues. That will be included because our partition is going to only look for the last occurrence of the given word. Okay. Now that is one thing. Now, whatever you are giving here in our partition is not matching, let's say. Okay. So in this complete thing, you check platform 1 is not available, but you're trying to check for platform 1. So whenever you are, whatever the given thing is not matching in our partition, what is the scenario? We'll try to check. See, if the specified value is not found, the rpartition method returns a tuple containing what? Now here the first will be the empty string. Second is also an empty string. The third will become the whole string. Quite opposite to quite opposite for the partition method. Now if you see here, just observe. This is a partition, right? If the specified value is not found, the partition method returns a tuple. What is that? The first will be the whole string. Second will be the empty string. Third will be empty string. That is for partition. The first is a whole string, right? But when you go for rpartition, the first one will become the empty string. Second is also an empty string. Third one will become the whole string. In partition, first one was the whole string, but here rpartition, the third one will be the whole string. So if you see the output, when you execute this one, the platform is one is not matched. Your answer, you can see the first string is empty. Second string is also been empty. Now whatever the complete string will become the third string whenever it is not matching in rpartition. Okay. So try to make out the difference between partition and rpartition whenever the search value is not matching in the string. Okay. So in rpartition, the third string will become the whole string. The first and two is empty. But in partition, when you go for partition and the word is not matching, the first one become the whole string. The rest two strings will be empty. Okay. Now, coming to the seventh one, that is a ljust method. Okay. Just for justifying, now ljust method with left alignment, left align the string using a specified character, and the space is becoming the default value as a fill character. Now, if you see here, ljust is a function which is applied on a string, and here we are passing two parameters. The one is length and character. Length is a required one. That is nothing but the length of the returned string. Character is optional. What you want to fill? Okay, the character to fill the missing space to the right of the string. Now default is empty space. Okay, if you can see the example, you can understand what it is. Now I have taken a word called Python. Okay, now that is only 6 characters, right? PYTHON, that is 6 characters, that is I'm storing in Y. But what I'm doing is Y dot ljust alignment, but here I'm passing the length is 20. So on the whole, I want 20 characters. Okay, but here it is holding only 6 characters. But what is the thing what we need to do with the remaining 14 characters? So print the text value, what is the final answer? And here I'm writing is my favorite programming language. Now here you can see you get Python here, the first 6 characters, but 14 spaces you are getting here. So by default, the character, because here I have not given any character now, what do you want to fill? Only length I have given, but a character I have not given. If you don't give the character, what the default one is taking is a space. Okay. So a character to fill the missing space to the right of the string. So obviously you print the string here, but the right of the string, there is a 14 character space here. So 14 plus 6, 20. Okay. That is called left. Coming to the next example, I'm taking Python and storing in Y, and same function I'm applying ljust, and here also the same length I'm giving, but here the character, the empty space characters need to be filled up with U. Okay, so I'm printing the X value and I need to append this one. So when you execute this one, So you can see you get Python here. But instead of empty space, whatever the character I'm giving, that you are going to get. So here 14 times you are getting, and Python is there already. Okay. And this one will be appended. Okay, this whatever I'm typing will be getting appended. But here, if you can see, compare this one and this, first one and second one, here I am not given any character. So by default, you're getting the space. But here exclusively I'm given a character. The remaining empty spaces, 14 empty spaces have been filled with U. Suppose if I give X here, or X1, or some other character B. So you can see the B is filled here. Okay. So that is the work of the ljust, where you have the length. If suppose I'm giving 30, so in 30 only 6 you are using, and the rest of the 24 will be filled with B. Can you see here? Its completing is 24, right? Now similarly, we have rjust method, right justification. So this method will right align the string using a specified character, and space is the default as a fill character. Now here instead of ljust, we just only write rjust, and the parameters are same, and length is required and character is optional. So if you can see, Python has been storing in y.rjust of 20. Now you can see the change. Whenever you give this rjust, and here you know it is only 6 characters. The left hand side, the empty space is created now. So total length is 20. So you got Python here for 6 characters, but here the left side you're getting the 14 empty spaces. Okay. Right? 14 empty spaces. But here when you go for ljust, right side you are getting the empty spaces. But here when you go for rjust, left side you are getting the empty spaces. Right side it is aligned with the text. Okay. But here I don't give any special character. So you're getting the space. But if you see the second example, same Python I'm storing. Again I'm calling rjust and same length. But here I'm giving the character called u. And just execute this one and see. Right hand side it is filling now. Okay. If I increase the size to 30 and I'll keep something called B. Just execute. I can see this 24 is been getting before your Python. So the Python is right aligned. Okay. And the left empty spaces has been filled with B because what I've given here. But here I have not given anything. The space you're getting. Okay. Now, coming to the next method called join. The join method takes all items in an iterable and joins them into one string. A string must be specified as a separator. So how do you go for this? So you take any string, you apply it in join method, and you need to give a iterable values here. Something like collection of values. So it is a required parameter. Any iterable object where all the returned values could be strings. If suppose I'm taking a tuple. Now tuple is a collection of values and that can be called as a iterable values. So join all items in a tuple into one string using a character called hash as a separator. So here 3 elements are there: Ram, Mandir, and Wiki. Any string you can take, that's up to you. Now here, this one is acting as a separator. Dot join function, join method, and you're giving the complete tuple with 3 elements. Now these 3 elements I need to join with a thing called hash. Okay. Now if when you print the data, you get join all items in a tuple into a string using a hash character as separator. So you can see the output. Ram, Mandir, and Wiki is being combined with hash. Can you see in between? So this is called a joining. Okay. Maybe if I just change to question mark and rerun, can you see here? These all things are joined with the question mark. Right. Now I'm taking one more iterable structure, that is a dictionary. Here I'm giving name, key, and its value called Ram. country is key and India is a value. Now separator I'm taking as demo, then my separator, which is nothing but demo dot join of y. So whenever you go for a dictionary, what happens is, see, I have put a note here. When using a dictionary as an iterable structure, the written values are the keys, not the values. Now, if you see this dictionary, any dictionary you take, you have a key, you have a value, and segregate with a comma. Second key, its value. If you have more, you put a comma and write down. Now, now here, if you can see, we are saying like we are only working with keys, not the values now. Okay, so we take the name and we take the country and join these two keys with a word called demo. Can you see the output here? When I run, you get a first key followed by the demo, that is a separator, and the country. So here we are not talking about the values. Okay, so this is for the dictionary. So like this, you can take a list. Already I've taken a tuple, already I've taken a dictionary. So like this, any iterable items you can take and you can apply the join method and based on the separator. Okay, so ultimately what I want to join these strings, that's all, and I want to make it as a one string. Okay, now coming to the next one, we have a method called translate. Now the translate method returns a string where some specified characters are replaced with the character described in a dictionary or in a mapping table. Okay, so we are taking some dictionary or the mapping table where we need to go for some translation. We'll see the example. Now we are making the use of maketrans method for creating one mapping table. Now if a character is not specified in the dictionary or a table, mapping table, the character will not be replaced. If you use a dictionary, you must use ASCII codes instead of the characters. Now, so just remember this. We will see in the example how it works. So you take a string and you apply a translate method and you put a mapping table inside that. And this table is a required one. So the table could be a dictionary or it could be a mapping table. Okay, describing how to perform the replacement of a character. Now, for example, use a dictionary with ASCII codes to replace 83. 83 is for S, 80 is for capital P. Okay, so these are the 83 and 80 are the ASCII codes. One is for S, that is 83, one is for capital P, that is 80. Now, what I'm trying to do here is, I've taken a variable called mydict, that is a dictionary, and I'm giving 83, that is capital S, colon, 80, that is P. So what I'm trying to map this S with P. Now I'm writing hello Sam, and I'm storing in txt. Now what I want to do is I want to translate. Okay, so I'm applying txt dot translate and I'm passing this dictionary. So what happens here is this capital S, whatever was there, is mapping with capital P. Can you see? Capital S is 83. So here you get capital S. 80 place you are going to get P. So you need to replace this S with P. That's the meaning. Okay. So instead of this S, we get P here. So just execute this. So can you see here? That is called translation. You're translating this character with the other character. So here we have provided ASCII codes, but when you go for the output, it has been replacing with the value. Okay. Now here use a mapping table to replace S with P. Now when you go for mapping table, here I'm using one function called maketrans, make translation. So what do you want to translate? Okay. So here going for S need to be mapped with P. Okay, so this S should be mapped with P, and that you are storing in my table, and then my table is a parameter for your translate function. So just execute this. So here also you are getting, instead of this S, you are getting the P. Okay. Now here also, hi Sam, I'm writing, and here I've taken X value like M capital S A and a Y E J O. That means when you go for the translation, we are trying to map, like for capital S, in capital S, I need to keep capital J. Okay. When you go get for small m, I need to replace with E. Here E. Where are you getting A? I need to replace with O. So that's the meaning. So here you have a SAM. So this S should be replaced with capital J. So it becoming J. A is replaced with O. Then M is replaced with E. So it will become Hi Joe. Okay. So here we are trying to map. So this MSA is mapping with EJO. Okay. And then we are applying the translate functions and translate method, and I'm passing the mapping table. Okay. So just click this. So you can see instead of Sam, you're getting Joe, because we are trying to map these two values, right? And that values X and Y we are passed in maketrans. Then it is going for mapping. Wherever you get the capital S, that should be translated to capital J. Wherever you're getting capital A, it should be O. And sorry, not capital A, small a should be small O, small m with small e. So instead of Sam, we are going to get Joe. Now, one more example. Now here there is something called Goodnight Sam, and here X, Y, and Z both we are taken. Now here, if you can see, the third parameter in the mapping table describe characters that you want to remove from this string. So this, whatever you are giving here, no, that should be removed from your string. Okay. So now these two, fine, there's a mapping, and these things should be removed from this particular string. Okay. So what all things you need to remove? OD. So this complete thing is gone. N is complete thing is gone. GHT, this is gone. So the remaining thing is G, and I only is remaining. And this Sam need to be replaced with Joe. Okay. So whenever you are giving maketrans 3 parameters, the last parameter value should be removed from the actual string. That's the meaning. And first X should be mapping with Y. Okay. So when these two are mapped, the Sam is becoming Joe, and this OD and GHT is being removed. So here G is remaining and I is remaining. Can you see the output here? G is remaining, I is remaining, and Sam has been replaced with Joe. Okay. So that is for this. And one more example. I've taken the same string, Goodnight Joe, and here my dictionary, we are mapping 109. These are ASCII codes. 101 should be replaced. Then 83 should be replaced with 74. 97 should be replaced with 111. Now the 111 should be none. So that means removed. 100 should be removed. 110 should be removed. Okay. So in the complete string, you need to check out which is holding the ASCII key. Suppose there is anything 109, that should be replaced with 101. Okay. So like this also we can go work with the ASCII code, and that dictionary you can pass to the translate method, and when you click, we are getting the same out. Okay. So in order to work with this, we can just find out the ASCII sheet, and you can just cross verify what is 109 stands for which character, and 101 is stands for which character. So this character should be replaced with this one. Okay. And if table 1 is there, so there is no value. 100 is there, there is no value. That means wherever you get none, that should be removed. Okay. And wherever you are having two values, that means this value should be overwritten with this one. That's the meaning. So finally you are getting this answer. So whatever you have done here, the same thing I can do with this ASCII codes directly also. Okay. Now coming to the maketrans method, already we have seen this, but still the maketrans method returns a mapping table that can be used with the translate method to replace specified characters. So the same thing we already used here, maketrans and translate. Now what are the parameters? We can pass 3 parameters, X, Y, and Z. So X is required, Y is required, Y is optional, and Z is optional. So X and Y both will be working for mapping, and Z, whatever you are giving, should be removed. So X required, if only one parameter is specified, this has to be a dictionary describing how to perform the replacement. If 2 or more parameters are specified, this parameter has to be string specifying the characters you want to replace. So this is the criteria. Then Y is optional. A string with the same length as parameter X. So if you see here, this is 3 characters. This also should be 3 characters because this should be mapping it need to be done. You cannot give more than that. Okay. So that's why we say that a string with the same length as parameter X. Each character in the first parameter will be replaced with the corresponding character in the string. So here already shown M is replaced with E, S is replaced with J, A is replaced with O. Okay. Then Z, a string describing which characters to remove from the original string. So already I was showing here also, no? This O, D, N, G, T should be removed. Okay, so that is the third parameter. Whatever you put in third parameter should be removed. Okay, now coming to the example here. The same example. Hello Sam, we are taken and we are trying to make translation. Wherever you get the capital S should be replaced with P, and you are putting in the mapping table. The table should be passed with translate, then only it will work. Okay, so you apply y dot translate of with my table. You just execute this, you get C. Instead of S, you get P here. Now one more example, using a mapping table to replace many characters. So the same example, already we have seen this one. The Sam is becoming Joe. Just execute this. Then again the same example where these characters should be removed. Okay, so just execute this. Same example where we are already using this one and we need to use this. Then here also the same thing. Here you can see the output what you got in ASCII codes. Okay, so whatever you removed, whatever you replaced, already you got this ASCII codes. Wherever you're getting none, no, that is removed. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this 6 is nothing but for this. Okay. And 3 characters should be replaced with other 3 characters. So you can see this is one set, this is second set, this is third set. That means this will be replaced with this will be replaced with this, and this should be replaced with the other one. Okay. So just cross verify. That means this is this should be small m replaced with small e. Capital S should be replaced with capital J. Capital small a should be replaced with small o. This one. Okay. Then here if you can see this O, this is small o should be removed. D, small d should be removed. N, small m should be removed. G, small g should be removed. H, small h should be removed. And T, small t should be removed. Okay, so this is the final output of make translation. Okay, now coming to the format. The format method formats the specified values and insert them inside the string placeholder. So we'll see what is a placeholder, how to put a placeholder. We need to go for the flower brace. Okay, open and close. Flower braces are called as a placeholder. So whenever you print the output, you need to put the placeholder, and at the runtime there the value will be replaced. So the format method returns a formatted string. Now how to write? You take a string, you go for format method, and you give the values like this, value 1, value 2, and go on. Value 1, value 2, these are required. One or more values that should be formatted, inserted in this actual string. Now the values are either a list of values separated by commas, or it can be a key value list, or it could be a combination of both. And the values can be of any type. Okay, there is no specific thing. Now what is a placeholder? Okay. Now the placeholder can be identified using named indexes. So like this, you need to put a variable, okay, and its value get replaced. Okay, numbered indexes, it could be index numbers also, or even the empty space placeholders need to be there. For example, I have taken one string here, for only price colon dot 2f. Dot 2f implies 2 decimal values, and this flower brace, whatever you're seeing, is called a placeholder, and this is the column, this is the variable what I'm trying to use here. Okay, then this dollars will be printed. So this is most important for us now. So when you write y dot, you take the complete string, y dot format of price equal to, you're writing 49. So wherever you write this price, there you get 49.00. Why you are getting 00? Because you are giving the decimal dot 2f. 2f means two zeros. Okay. So if you can see the output here, what you are getting? For only is print as it is, but in place of this, you're getting 49. Not only 49, you get .00 also. Okay. So wherever you write this one, there only you are going to get this output. And still we are formatting this 49 to the decimal value is called 00. So you can see the output here. So this is one simple example. Now coming to second one, I have taken x1 variable. Now my name is, I want to give my name, comma, I am so and so age. Now this age and f name is acting as a variables. Now this complete string I'm taking, dot format method I'm calling. In this, the variable called f name I'm giving ram, comma, age I'm giving 36. So when you see the output, this ram is getting replaced here. That means my name is ram, you are going to get, and I am 36 you are going to get here. Okay, so at the runtime, wherever you write these placeholders, the actual values get replaced. Now if you go for this, so this is the variable name, fine, but can I put index numbers? Yes, you can put 0 index and 1 index. So whatever you write in format method, this first value will become the 0 index, the second value will become the first index. So at runtime it will get replaced. Okay, so this ram is getting in 0 index, 36 is getting in 1 index. Suppose you don't write anything, third one, you don't write anything, still no problem. The first one will be going for the first placeholder, the second one will go for the second placeholder. Okay, so just run this x1, x2, x3. Okay, if suppose, maybe I'll try to change here, I'll put 1 here, I'll put 0 here. So what happens if you do like this, we'll see. Just execute. Now can you see the answer? Now can you see this? This is completely wrong. My name is 36, I am wrong. This is completely wrong because this 1 index is 36, 0 index is wrong. So you need to be very much proper when you go for writing such placeholder values. Okay, so 0 and 1 is the index number. This is a 0 index and this is the 1 index. Okay, and if you don't give, let's say you don't know anything, you don't give anything, but you put a placeholder. Okay, so this, any whatever you write here, that will go here. Whatever you write here, that will be going here. Okay, but you need to appropriately write according to the string, right? So you can execute and see again it's back. Now we have some formatting types. Okay, inside the placeholders, you can add a formatting type to format the result. Now this colon and less than, that is a formatting type. What it will do is, it left aligns the result. Left aligns the result within the available space. Now you can see, so here we insert the number called 18 to set the available space for the value of 18 characters. That means total character should be 18. Now you need to use this less than symbol, colon with less than symbol, to left align the value. So how do we do that? Okay, here I'm writing, I'm keeping a placeholder, flower braces colon less than 18 bats. So this 18 is nothing but the length. Okay, and in this particular place, complete place, I want to replace what? 50. Okay, now 50 is what? Only 2 digits. Okay, so you take y dot format and you give here the value, actual value. The actual value is going to get replaced here, but here I'm giving 18 means the length should be 18 characters, but in that you are using only 2. Then what happens? So here we clearly say that it is left align. So you can see 50 you got, and after that you get 16 characters gap. This is 16 characters gap. Can you see this gap? 16 characters gap you're getting. Okay, this is called left alignment. So I don't want left alignment, let's say. I want to go for the right alignment. Same 18 characters, right alignment. You need to use colon greater than. Same string I'm taking. Same length I'm taking, same value I'm giving, but here you can observe I'm giving greater than. When you give greater than, the right alignment has been done, and before that, okay, 16 characters are empty space. Okay, so that is called right alignment. Can you see here? Greater than is right align the value. Okay. Now, if I give this exclusive or, colon with exclusive or, a symbol, it go for center alignment. Okay. Now let's say suppose here I give 18. Okay. We insert the number 18 to set the available space for value 18 characters, but here we need to go for center line and you need to give this one. So here I given colon with exclusive or symbol. Then 18 is the character length. Okay. And here I'm trying some chickens and so forth. So you can see here, this is 50 now. Okay, this value is 50, but it is center. Okay, so total 18, right? Okay, 18 means already 2 is over, remaining 16, no? So here you are going to get 8 spacing, here you are going to get 8 spacing, and here this is 50 is center. Okay, so that is with exclusive or. Now, you go for colon equal to the assignment operator, places the sign to the leftmost position. So what we are trying to do here is we insert the number 18 to specify the available space so that 18 characters find. Now this equal to you need to put to place plus or minus sign. I want to put any number with plus or minus sign at the leftmost position. So here I'm writing the temperature is, and this is a placeholder with the 18 characters length, degrees Celsius I'm writing. Now y dot format, you take the complete string and format and you write -10. Now here they're saying leftmost position you are going to get plus or minus. I'm writing -10. Can you see? Total length is 18, right? Total space is 18. So this complete thing right from here to here is 18. But here you can see minus is been the leftmost position. And this 10 is nothing but the completely rightmost position. Okay. So if you give this equal to, then that symbols, specifically the symbols will be the leftmost position. Okay. And the values, whatever you have, the value will be rightmost position. Now, if you write colon plus, the plus sign to indicate if the result is positive or negative, the plus always indicate if the number is positive or negative. Okay. Now here you can see the temperature is between. I want to write some number here and one more number, degrees Celsius. So here I'm writing y dot format of one negative number, one positive number. Okay. Now when you write like this, just execute, you can see the first placeholder, you get the first value which is negative. The second placeholder, you're getting the second value, but with plus sign. Because here I have not given any negative, no? So by default, you need it's a positive number. So you're getting the plus sign automatically. So it always indicates if the number is positive or negative with minus sign and plus sign. If you don't give anything, it implies plus. If you are giving a minus, it will go with the -1. Now use a minus sign for negative values only. Now use minus sign to always indicate if the number is negative. Positive numbers are displayed without any sign here. Okay. So here you can see the same example I'm taking. But here I'm giving minus and here also minus. So if you go for format -5 and 9, so this the -5 is going to be replaced here and the 9 is going to be replaced here. And you can see whenever you get a minus sign, you get a minus sign here, and when you give a positive value, you don't get any sign. That is the difference here. Okay, so just execute this so you can see. Then next one, you give a space to insert an extra space before positive numbers and a minus sign before negative numbers. So here you can see we are giving some space. Can you see here? There is a space. and there is also been a space. Now here I am passing -3 and 1, that is negative number, and 1 is the positive number. So when you go for that, can you see the output here? There is some space. Can you see? Insert a space before positive numbers and a minus sign before the negative numbers. So when you go for the negative numbers, you are not going to get any space. Only the minus symbol has been replaced. But when you go for the positive number 7, you get some space here. Just observe that one. Okay. Just run this and see. So there is some gap. If suppose I'll put this one also negative, and just we'll try to check whether the space is removed or not. So just run this. Now whenever you give negative, now you get the negative symbol and there is a normal space. But when you give the positive number, you get a space, normal extra space. Okay. So here we are not going to give anything. Here only the colon with a space. Okay, that has been considered here, right? Now, colon with a comma. Suppose I give some numerical numbers and I want to just put commas as we write the currency, right? So like that I want to put. So if you want to add that, you need to put a placeholder with colon and comma. Okay. Just execute this y.format and I'm giving some number of years here. Can you see the comma is being inserted? It automatically takes where to insert the comma and so forth. Okay. Instead of comma, I want to put underscores, let's say. You can put colon with underscore. The universe is in the placeholder, you can put colon with underscore, years old. So, and y.format of you're giving the number. This number is going to replace here, but with underscores. So just execute that. Can you see this one? Instead of commas, they're putting the underscores. Okay. Now, coming to the next one, there's a B, colon B stands for the binary format. Okay. Now, let's suppose I want to just print some binary number for 5. Okay. So here the binary version of the 0 index is 0 with 0 colon B means the binary number it will be displayed here. The actual number what you're passing is going to display here. So the binary version of 5. So can you see here the 5, the 0 index? Okay, this 5 what you're passing now. So after conversion, it will print your final answer here like 101. Okay, so 2 power 0, 2 power 1 and 2 power 2. So 2 power 2 is 4 plus 2 power 0. Here is 1. So 4 plus 1, 5. Okay, so this is the binary number because you are giving the 0 colon B. Okay, when you write like that, here the binary number will be displayed for the given number. So the given number is been displayed here. Its binary number has been displayed here. Okay. Now, if you want to go for the decimal format, you write colon D. For binary format, we are writing colon B, right? So here you are writing colon B for binary number. Now we are going for decimal format. So colon D will be decimal format. So use D to convert a number, in this case a binary number, into decimal number format. So we have the placeholder again, colon D bats. So now I'm giving here, this is a binary number for 5. Okay, 0B101 stands for 5. This is a binary format. I want to convert it into a decimal format. So you write colon D and just execute this. So you can see here, this 1010B101, which is binary number, has been converted into decimal number and you're getting 5. Now, scientific format with the lowercase, that is exponential notation if you want to mention. So use small e to convert a number into scientific number format, which is lowercase e. So you write the placeholder, in the placeholder you write colon e, and this 5, whatever you're passing, you get with exponential notation like this. The small e you can take. If you want to write capital E, so you can write colon capital E. Instead of small e, you can write capital. Here I put colon small e. So you get here small e exponential notation. But you want to represent as a capital E, you write colon capital E. And for the same number, you can see, just run this. You can see the capital E here. Instead of small e, you get a capital. Now, if you want to go for the decimal sort of thing, colon F, which is nothing but fixed point number format. So use F to convert a number into fixed point number, the default with 6 decimals. but use a period followed by a number to specify the number of decimals. So here you can see, if I don't write these decimals, let's say you get 52 with 6 zeros, 52.6 zeros, but I want to restrict to only 2 decimals. So you need to write dot 2f colon dot 2f. Okay, and this is the placeholder, right? So here you get 52.00, but here you can see without the dot 2f we are writing only f. Without dot 2 we are writing inside the placeholder. So this will be displayed like 52.6 zeros. Okay, so here you are writing 2 means 2 decimals. Here you are not writing anything. That means by default, how many zeros they are saying? 6 decimal values are going to get, all will be zeros. So just execute this and see the answer. So first is you are getting only 2 zeros since you have written dot 2f, but second one only f representation you are given. So 6 decimal zeros are been as a decimal values. Okay. Now colon O for octal format. So here the 10 you need to convert it to octal. So this 10 has been replaced here, and colon O where you're writing the octal value you're going to get. Can you see here this octal value? This is the decimal value what you're writing. Then colon X, hexadecimal format if you want. There's a lower case. So you need to write the placeholder for 255. Okay, what is hexadecimal value you are going to get here? So for 255, the FF is the hexadecimal value. This is a small case, right? Because you are writing small x. If you write capital X, you get in the capital format, FF. Okay. So if you want to go for some percentage, so you can just execute. You can write and execute to get the value. Capital X means capital FF. Small x means small ff. You're going to get for 255. So like that, for any number you can take the hexadecimal value. Now if you want to print the output in percentage format, so colon percentage you need to write symbol. So use percent symbol to convert the number into percentage format. So here you write use code colon percentage. So if you write like this, by default again you get the 6 decimal values and percentage symbol. Okay. Now you don't want that, you want only that means only the percentage. So you write colon dot 0%, and for this you are trying to calculate the percentage 0.25. So just execute. So here you got only 25%, but when you go for this one, no, colon percent, by default you are getting 6 zeros, 25.60% simple, but here we are given only dot 0. You are getting the normal 25%. Okay, so it's up to the requirement how you are going to develop the application. So these are all for the formatting types, and this is for the format method. Okay, everywhere we are applying the format method. Now we have something called format underscore map method. Now this is used to return a dictionary keys value. Okay, now we are working with the dictionary here. So here you are writing format underscore map function, and you're passing some variable. Now this z is nothing but a variable in which the input dictionary is stored, and string is the key of the input dictionary. Okay, so now what it will return? It returns the keys values of the input dictionary. Now try to understand the example, then you can understand the sentences. Now here I have taken one dictionary. X is a key, John is a value, Y is a key, Vic is a value. Okay, now here I am writing the key as in the placeholder. I am writing key. Last name is Y. Okay, that is a placeholder. So this keys I am writing. Dot this complete string, not double quote, started here and closed here. That is complete string dot format underscore map of E. Now E is nothing but the whole dictionary we are passing. Now from that, if you write the key, its values are extracted. So John will be replaced here. You are writing the Y key, no? This Vic is going to print here. Okay. So format map is going to extract the values of the concerned keys. So whenever you write keys in the placeholder, its values are being replaced there. Okay, here Y you are writing, this will be replaced. So if you can execute this, can you see the answer? In place of X, which is a key, its value is replaced, John's. Here y, it's weak. Okay. Now one more example. I put x is Python, y is programming. I'm writing x and y beside, but both are placeholders. Dot format map of a. So the x, wherever you're writing this x, you get Python. Wherever you write y, you're getting the programming. Okay. And this complete thing is been stored into a. Now this should be the parameter for format map. Okay. So this should be the dictionary type for the format map. Just execute. So you get here Python, here programming, both are values. Okay. Now coming to the next method, encode method, just converting of the special characters into some other type. The encode method in Python is used to convert a string into bytes using a specified encoding format. Now here we have a method called encode, and we have two parameters. One is encoding, one is errors. In the encoding, by default you have UTF-8 format. Errors, it is strict format. Okay. We have some other options also. We'll see. Parameter values like encoding, this one, no, encoding, which is optional. The encoding format to use, and the default value is UTF-8. You don't write anything here, it will take UTF format. The other types are ASCII, Latin, UTF-16 formats. Now anything you can write here. A second parameter, errors, is also optional. Now it specifies the error handling scheme. Possible values for these errors are, one is strict. Now this is a default one. Okay, it raises a Unicode encode error for encoding errors. So any problem, it will raise the encoding errors. Then ignore. When you write ignore, no, errors equal to ignore. It ignores errors and skips invalid characters. It just directly skips and gives the output. Replace. Replace invalid characters with a replacement character, that is question mark you are going to get. Okay, anything you want to replace, if you write replace, no, any special character is that is been replaced with question mark. Then XML character reference replace. Replace invalid characters with their XML character references. So by default, you are going to get the XML references for the certain character which to be replaced. Backslash replace is there. Replace invalid characters with the Python backslash escape sequences. Now these are the values what you need to provide for errors variable. Now what is the return type? Returns a bytes object contain the encoded version of this string. See, for example, here I'm taking hello world. This is a normal string in double quotes. I'm writing this s.encode method. I'm not using anything. The default is UTF format only. So it is going for that type of encoding, and it's storing is encode underscore text and print that. So when you execute this, you get this in byte format. Can you see here the B before this hello world? Okay. So what it is encoding your data into bytes format. Okay. Now coming to the another example, you can see the comment here. The string Python contains the character. Now this is something special. Okay, the different type of character which is not supported by ASCII. Okay, then the error is equal to what we are writing, replace. Parameter replace the unsupported character with a question mark. Now here the whole thing, if you can see, this O is a little bit different. Now, that is a character which we need to replace. So that character is replaced with question mark by default. Okay, so you are calling a.encode, and the format of encoding is ASCII, which is not supporting this one. And wherever it is not supporting, you need to go for replacing. So error is equal to replace unit rate, and it will replace with a question mark. Okay, and you print that whatever you are storing here, no, after replacement you need to print. Just execute that. Now can you see, in spite of O, you are getting question mark here, and this has also been converting as a bytes. Okay, so question mark is nothing but because you write replace, no, so you got the special character which is unsupported by ASCII will be question mark. Now one more, the character this which is not supported is replaced with its XML character reference. Now for this, the equivalent XML character reference is this one. Okay. Now this approach is useful when generating XML or HTML contents. So I've taken the same example, and O is not supported by ASCII here. Error, in place of replace, I'm writing XML character reference replace. Okay, and that is stored here and printed. So what is the output? You just check. So Python pyth is okay, fine. This one is okay, but in place of O, okay, which is not supported, you get this reference, equivalent reference till here. This is an XML reference. By default, you're going to get, okay, its equivalent will be taken, and you can see the n is normal again. So this is also converted into bytes, no? So you get B. Now one more example. So same example, in spite of the XML reference or replace, I'm writing \replace. So here you can see the command, the unsupported character, this one is unsupported, is replaced with the \escape sequence. Now this one you are going to get. So this representation preserves the original character's byte value. So I am taking the same, but instead of the other value, I'm writing \replace. So when you execute this one, no, can you see wherever you get O, this has been replaced. So this has been done automatically, okay, based on this value, right? And the rest of things is okay. And still it has been a byte conversion. You get B here. So these are a few methods which are being used in the real-time applications. So I hope I've given some input on the methods, string methods of Python. And this is part 3. Okay, string methods of Python part 1 and part 2. I've made a separate video. So if you can just find out what are the other methods are available in string, you can just go through the part 1 and part 2 of Python string methods, which I've done separately. So all these methods have been basically used in the real-time applications. So if you like this video, do comment, subscribe, and share it to your friends. Thank you.